Welcome back to Business on City News 570, powered by Cowan Insurance. We are joined as promised, or as always, and as promised, by Melissa Quinney, and she's a pension consultant at Cowan Insurance Group. Gregory, we always love having our friends from Cowan on. There's always something topical, either risk or insurance or benefits or savings and pensions. And we wanted to talk today with Melissa because people generally are under stress. Interest rates are going up, inflation, cost of living, and it affects employees that work for all of our businesses.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest advantages that Cowan brings to the table for employers is they reach out beyond their boundaries of just insurance, and they work with other organizations and other companies to come up with solutions that businesses are challenged with. One of them, of course, Melissa, as we all know, we maybe haven't spoken enough about it, but it seems like we've spoken enough about it, and that's mental health in the workplace certainly since COVID. And your organization, along with Manulife, have really grabbed the bull by the horns with this. So why don't you give us kind of a rundown on that work and some of the potential outcomes of it from that will advantage employers listening to this show.
Great, thanks, Greg. Yes, so as a pension consultant, we do work with all the major insurance carriers to help employers provide those retirement savings plans to their staff. And one of those insurance carriers is Manulife Financial, and they have recently put out a study about financial stress in the workplace. So stress, finances, and well-being, it's called. So what they have found, and I think most of us could probably understand the findings of this study, 7 in 10 workers in the workplace in Canada are feeling the stress of the economy right now and all factors of that. So I can talk more about like what the findings are, because it's actually really interesting, and then maybe a bit about how it's affecting employers.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about what those stressors are. I mean, I think we all would say we know that the grocery bill is more expensive. We know that just about everything that we're buying, there's been an increase. And we know that interest rates have been going up. So for most people that own a house or a condo, if you've renewed, and I have, you know that you're paying quite a significantly more. Are those the only things, or what are some of the other things that are creating this stressful environment for workers because of the economic conditions?
Yeah, really the findings were that. So of those 7 out of 10 people that are feeling the stress, 61% of those are worried about the inflation that you're talking about, increasing cost of living, 46% about the rising interest rates, and 42% about the current economic conditions just overall in general. And the way that they're dealing with those are like changing spending habits, comparing costs of things that maybe they hadn't in the past, postponing large purchases, cutting back on fun and activities and hobbies and things like that, and even some just spending only on essentials these days. So having all of those things in your employees' minds day to day, it definitely takes a toll on their productivity. And retirement savings too, cutting back on retirement savings, cutting their savings in general, just to pay for their daily life. So
you know, it's interesting because one of the major topics that government and business leaders are talking about right now is the reduction or the loss of productivity in Canadian business. And that we're falling behind other countries, you know, and dramatically that gap in productivity from between Canada and the United States is widening, not narrowing. And some of it we relate to, you know, the technology adoption from Canadian companies is a little bit slower than everybody. We're not the first at the table. We generally get there eventually, but you know, a lot of it is the workplace culture as well. And it's about people, and you know, the adaptation of programs that can help people that are stressed about their personal finances and about their personal situations, I think are really important. And Cowan offers those programs to help. not only solutions, i.e. pension plans that make people feel a lot more valued, but also other solutions to help with mental health in the workplace.
Yeah, specifically around like financial impacts to mental health, because like losing the productivity, like you said, the stat on the study was actually that employees that are stressed, 2.4 hours of time per month could be lost to employees working on their finances during work time. And employees are looking, like you said, to their employers for support in this area. So whether it is a formal pension, retirement, RRSP group program that the employee and employer are contributing to offer that financial benefit, or just financial support, whether it's a webinar on budgeting or savings in general, Canada Pension Plan, how that works for older employees, because a lot of people don't actually know what that looks like. And that's, that unknowing is a stressor for those older employees. So multiple ways that Cowan can help employees.
That's for sure.
Well, I think those are important things, because the stress of the unknown, when things are out sort of seemingly beyond your control, and even managing your own budget can be beyond your control with the, in many cases unforeseen and large increases in your monthly expenditures. So as always, we encourage folks, if you've got concerns or you're feeling your employers are stressed, call Melissa Quinney at Cowan, or whoever your insurance group is, because getting this help is part of what the good folks at Cowan do to keep us safe and mitigate risk, but also take care of our employees. Thanks for joining us so much this morning, Melissa.
Thanks, Ian.
All right, we've been joined by Melissa Quinney. She's a pension consultant at Cowan Insurance Group.